We're here to make sure you can't fit through doorways. That's our number one goal. And if you can fit through doorways, you obviously need to take more tren and eat more food. I'm kidding about the tren part, but you need more food. What's up, motherfucker? I can't actually start a video like that. YouTube will strike me down. So, it's been a hot minute. How have you guys been? I was gone for about a month, just between vacations and being busy with other stuff. I just had to put YouTube on the back burner to get other things in my life settled, including going to Blue Ridge Rock Festival. You can look that one up. That was a fucking disaster. But I figured it'd be a good topic to go over back training, because that seems to be one thing that my clients and other people I've talked to on the internet have trouble with, is feeling their lats and trying to engage their back muscles instead of using their biceps. So if you want to go from a chickadee to a bird of prey, just watch this video. And you also need an anatomy lesson. So this is anatomy for R words. If you watch Paul's podcast, you would know what I mean by R words. Dumb bodybuilders. I can't say this word on YouTube anymore. So us dumb bodybuilders, I didn't realize majority of the guys at the gym don't have any idea of what any of the muscles do except for like the fucking bicep. Like, even the chest, people don't really know what it does. Me being in physical therapy for 9 years and having to take a bunch of anatomies and all that shit, I tend to overlook it and just assume people know certain things, and they don't. So we're going to dumb it down a little bit and try to make it easy to understand. So with back training, there's really only two muscles you got to focus on, and we're going to kind of group them together and say traps and lats. Now, your traps are gigantic muscles that run from the back of your head all the way down to like your mid back and shoot over to your scapula, which is your shoulder blade. There's three parts really. So you have your upper trap, your mid trap, and your lower trap. So the upper trap, obviously it does one fucking thing really that you need to worry about in bodybuilding. It's the shrugging motion. Like, you can figure that out. Two ways to train that. You can either do shrugs or take a bunch of gear, because they make your traps grow also. You don't really have to train them as much. Now, the ones we're really focused on is more the middle trap. The middle trap, people talk about the rhomboids, needing to train them, but your rhomboids are actually more, well, not superficial, and the opposite of superficial. I'm drawing a blank right now. They're underneath the mid trap. So by training your mid trap, you're going to train your rhomboids at the same time, and you can't really see them anyway. So we're just going to say it's the middle trap for sake of being easy on this. It runs from the middle of your upper back, so T1 to T4 if you're being a nerd, and they help really just drag your shoulder blade over, doing that contraction here. So when you're training back, you really want to let it spread and then squeeze it back. That's their main job. And your lower trap runs kind of diagonally. It's more pulling your shoulder blade down. Think of it that way. It runs down to T12, which is kind of right in the middle of your back. Its main job, though, is just stabilizing when you're going overhead. It makes that shoulder blade want to rotate and helps control that. So, like, with shoulder patience, it's a big thing to focus on. In the gym, for bodybuilding, not really, unless your shoulders suck. If you really want to target it, you can do like a prone trap raise or something where you're taking your shoulder kind of at a 45-degree angle up, and that'll hit it a little harder. But really, when you're doing your pull downs and stuff, you're going to be activating that anyway, so I wouldn't really focus on it too much. Now, I feel like most people can get trap movements down, like just your rows. There's some fine tuning for most people, but really, they're not as difficult to feel as your lat motions. So the big thing with the lats is that they're gigantic. So I'm going to throw a picture up of them. See them right there? So they run from the middle of your back, essentially all the way down to your pelvis. Very close to it. They're powerful shoulder extenders, adductors, and internal rotators. That's something people don't always focus on, is all three motions of that. They just think they extended your arm. But you can see they actually connect up into your armpit. So they're up in here, and we don't really focus on that too much sometimes. So keep that in mind as you're training them. It's something you want to try to feel. And the other thing you want to focus on that isn't widely known is that they also help pull your trunk forward and upwards when your arms are flexed overhead. So if you're doing some kind of a pull down, you've heard people before tell you to elevate your chest. That's the number one thing to focus on. That's the reason why. Because by opening your chest up here, now you're getting that stretch on the lats, and they're doing their job of pulling your chest up as you're pulling down. So you're activating them twice as much as you would be if you were collapsing your chest and trying to use your biceps. It's not a bicep exercise. I see way too many people doing this at the gym. Like this isn't a fucking pull down. Don't do that. Don't be that guy at the gym. And the other stupid thing I see with people doing their lat training is what's this obsession with going down on like one knee or balancing while trying to just do one arm, not even out to the side, but forward. It's just here, and they like go down on one knee and then do some really lightweight and just do it super slow. It's mainly like the TikTok kids. I don't understand it. Like, was it like a TikTok trend or something? Like, yeah, maybe you feel a good contraction with it, but why not use the seat that pins your legs down so you're not balancing, getting pulled over by the machine, trying to stabilize down with your legs, not activating your lats as much as you could, and just use both fucking arms, get your chest up, and pull down like this. Magic. And you know what else is magic? That thing I did with your mom last. So how do you feel your lats, though? So now we know that we're not going to be our words and be doing T-Rex pull down, bicep pull downs, that we don't ever activate our actual lats with. So what would you choose for exercises for your lats then? I prefer a slightly wider grip, maybe a little bit more than shoulder width. I know there's some studies that show like going shoulder width is like ideal or whatever. I just feel a little better, a little bit wider. It allows me to get a little bit more of that adduction pulling down and trying to like almost force external rotation mentally, trying to drive the elbow down and in with the chest up. I like being a little wider because of that. It's not the end of the world. So one motion like that and one motion diagonally pulling. That's the big one, diagonal. So I like to parallel handle myself. The one that has both hands together. That's what parallel is. If you passed 6th grade math, you would know that. This one right here. Because that lets you elevate your chest. You can really let the machine take you up. And because you have your legs pinned down instead of doing this half kneeling bullshit, you can let it almost take you out of the seat, get a full stretch on your lat, keeping your chest up, drive it straight down, keeping that chest up the whole time for every single rep. And your lats will explode, I swear. What? How can you feel that more? Any guesses? No? No one in the audience? Axel, you gonna guess? No, he was just in here a minute ago, though. Oh, he's back. So the best way to feel that is think, what are the nerve roots that innervate these muscles? You guys don't know that. You're all dumbasses. So I'm going to tell you. So the C6 to C8 nerve roots innervate the lats. The ones I would focus on are C7 and C8. Why? Because they also innervate the triceps and help with your feeling in your pinky. Put the picture up. That's what a nerve root looks like. What do nerves actually do? They're just the mailmen from your brain to the muscle to tell it what to do. So if we think C7, C8, what are we activating? Your lats. How do we feel that? Pull with your pinky. Yeah, you see how that works? So think about pulling with your pinky and the outside of your arm whenever you're doing lat or tricep movements, because your triceps are also innervated by those nerves. So by making that connection to your pinky and the outside of your arm, you're activating those nerves and those muscles by default. Genius. And you know what else you can use that pinky for? You do one of these and you put it in the... For questions, consultations, or coaching, you can also hit me up on the Instagram. Send me a message, leave a comment.
My comment section.
Share my post on your buddy's fan page or something. Do whatever you want.